Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wingcat Sports, and by myself today. Right, I gotta get this roster video out to have you guys understand what's going on with the Lions roster, and I do not have my father here with me for that reason because he's busy, and I gotta get this done before I start my day. But starting out quarterbacks, I think it's no surprise, obviously Jared Goff, but Nate Sudfeld being released is something that's kind of a surprise. There, I know they might be working for him to be on the practice squad, if not from. That means Hendon Hooker is your backup quarterback because they only plan on holding two quarterbacks on this team. And I think for most people, that's what they wanted. They wanted Hendon Hooker as the backup, and that is what they got. Looking at our running backs, Gibbs, Montgomery, Reynolds, Baki. That was expected. I knew probably they weren't going to go into the season only with three. They were probably going to keep Baki. I think he did enough, and they have a soft spot for Craig Reynolds. He was going to end up making team two, no problem right there. I like those four. Wide receivers: St. Brown, Williams, Raymond, and Isaiah Williams has made the team. They also signed Tim Patrick, who last played in 2021 for the Denver Broncos. He played for 4 seasons overall throughout his time in Denver. Over 4 years, he had 2,000 yards, 12 TDs. His longest was 61. But that's just to add to that wide receiver depth so that he would be your fifth wide receiver on the team. It's been a few years since he's played on a team, so I don't know how great he is going to be. But total 55 games over 4 years. He played mostly full seasons, missed one, maybe 2 games, except for in 2019, he missed half the season. So from there, I don't think it's a terrible pickup. More or less just a body, I would say. Luckily, they have enough room in other positions to allow them the ability to do well. But apparently he has no stats past 2021 according to ESPN, even though the Broncos have just cut him, which is surprising. The fact that it's not giving me any stats past 2021 and it's 2024. So he's been on the team for 2 years and hasn't played. I don't know. That is weird, but that's what I got off of the ESPN website. Tight ends. You're carrying three tight ends going into the year. Laporta and Brock Wright were expected. What was not expected was them cutting Zylstra and Mitchell. I thought either or would have been on the team, and that Heath was at the bottom of that just because of who's been on the team the past few years. But they have changed their mind. They don't want Zylstra or Mitchell. We'll see if either one of them end up on the practice squad. But Laporta and Brock Wright are your main two tight ends going into the season, which again to me is no surprise. Offensive tackle: Decker, Sewell, Skipper, Sorsdal, and Manu making the team. An interior line will be Ragnow, Glasgow, Zietler, Uweska, and Nice sitting on the interior right there. Once Mahogany is off the reserve NFI list, I expect probably Nice to be the one that gets the boot and Mahogany go in that position. Defensive tackle, he'll have McNeil, Reeder, Wazarake, and Wingo. Roderick Martin is on IR. But that is not a bad interior defensive line right there. And your ends would be Hutchinson, Davenport, Pascal, Houston, and John Comiskey, who's also going to be placed on IR eventually. Linebackers: Anzalone, Campbell, Barnes, Rodriguez, Maben, and Newman, which is kind of surprising they keep in 6, but that's what they're going with. Cornerbacks: Davis, Arnold, Robertson, Brackshaw, Dorsey, and Vildor being the surprise that he still is on the team. I didn't think Vildor would be back. Or even Dorsey barely being back, but Dorsey's good on special teams if needed. Vildor probably will not be seeing the field too much as long as all the others are doing their job. Safeties: you got Branch, Joseph, Malfamu, Brandon Joseph, and Lawrence Strickland. Expect mostly Branch, Kirby Joseph, and Malfamu to be your main three out of that one. And then Jack Fox and Jake Bates, punter kicker. And we did switch long snappers, which wasn't expected, but we'll see how this goes. Hogan Hayden is now our long snapper. Overall, still confident in the Lions roster as we all should be. We'll see how this wide receiver group does, but luckily, again, you do have a decent tight end that can catch. You have running backs that can catch, to kind of fill in that spot where you are light on wide receiver, because you definitely will not be going into the season with only five. I think, trust it. You're probably going to figure out other wide receivers you might be able to get. So we'll see what ends up happening, um, and who may be in a trade or who just ends up coming here. With all that being said, though, let me know what you think about the Lions roster. Again, there's been some surprises in it, but it is what it is. Until next time, like, comment, subscribe. Hope to see everybody soon.